Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson. So as we're starting the new project, the Roman Empire, there are a lot of things, interesting things that I want to talk about. So first of all, let's watch this video together.
It was home to scholars, philosophers, astronomers, mathematicians, military generals, and countless others who helped set the stage for modern society. Welcome to Fantastic Facts, and today we're taking a step back in time and across the globe to look at life in ancient Rome. Although it's impossible to tell exactly how ancient Rome was founded, certain myths and legends persist to this day. The famous one is the legend of Romulus, Rome's first king, who supposedly conquered the area and named it after himself over 6,000 years ago. Rome fought wars constantly in the late BC era, becoming known as a powerful military force to be reckoned with. It was the world's largest city for 300 years and the first to reach a population of over 1 million people. It was the ultimate empire, at least until...
I hope you caught that. They said that they were the first city to ever reach 1 million population. That's a very big number for a very old city.
Emperor Romulus Augustus was overthrown by the Flavius Odoacer, aka the first king of Italy, in 476 AD. Although it was thousands of years ago, the day-to-day life of ancient Romans was actually not that different from our own. The way you lived depended pretty heavily on how much money you had, with the wealthy enjoying extravagant dinners of several courses. For the poor, it was necessary to wait for a free portion of grain. Jobs included farmers who lived in the country, soldiers, merchants, lawyers, and teachers. Wealthy kids were taught by tutors, and after school...
I just want to stop here and comment on one thing. Remember yesterday we talked about how before they had three statuses of people. First were the very rich ones, and they were mostly the politicians, the army, the soldiers. Second, there were the normal people, just like us, those who went to work, those who were farmers, etc. And the lowest ones were the slaves. So here they're saying that the kings and the wealthy ones, the politicians, had a lot of money, and the normal ones, yani level 2, they used to go every day to get a bag of grain every day.
Dinners of several courses. For the poor, it was necessary to wait for a free portion of grain. Jobs included farmers who lived in the country, soldiers, merchants, lawyers, and teachers. Wealthy kids were taught by tutors, and after school, leisure time was very, very important. Options for entertainment included plays and even gladiator fights. Ever heard of Julius Caesar? Well, he's only the most famous ancient Roman of all time. He was an extremely important Roman leader who was known by his title of Dictator of the Roman Republic.
We will study about Julius Caesar. He is a very important person to talk about.
In fact, he was a remarkably competent leader, taking initiative to create greater unity between the different parts of the empire. The changes he made were popular with the Roman people, but not so much with others within the government, leading to his assassination from a group of senators. But hey, his legacy lives on.
So we will talk about his life and how he made big Rome, like all of them come together and agree on one ruling or one leader. But unfortunately he was assassinated. Assassinated is he was killed, he was murdered by senators. Actually, senators, we talked about it yesterday. Senators are people in like wuzara, okay, or like nuwab in Lebanon or in any democratic country. So a senate or a senator is the same word, is a person in position who helps the leader to make decisions.
He helped to invent the Julian Calendar, creating a version of our modern-day way of keeping track of the year, which was eventually replaced by the Gregorian Calendar in 1582. So now you know more about ancient Rome. Where should we go?
I just want to stop here one more time. So I don't know if you noticed that he said that that leader, Julius Caesar, he created the calendar. Okay, the calendar, January, February, March, April, May. He created that, but later someone else created a better one, which the name is the Gregorian calendar, and this is what we use today.
So next, let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like this video.
Okay, so yesterday we studied about lesson 1. Now I want us to study this lesson. Please get with you your paper and please follow with me. I'm going to read it for you. The Republic becomes an empire. We learned yesterday that Rome started with a republic first and then it grew to become an empire. Let's go back just a second for me to tell you what is a republic. Okay, so yesterday we talked about this lesson. So I want you to see here, what is a republic? A republic is a form. A republic is a form of government where the citizens choose their leaders and some members of society have a say in how this leader rules. Okay, so this is a republic. It's mostly that people choose their leaders, okay, and they say how the leading goes. So this is what we call the Senate, يعني نواب, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, they were the ones who were ruling the Rome at that time. Now I want to go to this one. Okay, the Republic becomes an empire. Before there was a Roman Empire, there was a Roman Republic. You should know this. The Roman Republic and the Roman Empire were two distinct major periods in Roman's history, and we saw that in yesterday's video. If you want to check it again, you have to go back to yesterday's video. The Roman Republic lasted from 509 BC before Christ to 27 BC. So before Christ was born, before Jesus was born, there was the Roman Republic. During this time, Rome was ruled by elected officials. Elected officials يعني انتخابات. Okay, and we call them the Senate or the senators. The highest ranking leaders in the Roman government were called the consuls. Consuls or senate or senators is the same. There were always two consuls at a time, and we saw this in the first lesson, and their terms were limited to a single year. Every year they used to elect new consuls in order to prevent any one man from becoming too powerful. So you see, that's why they had two, and as you see here in the picture. The Republic began to crumble when three powerful politicians, Julius Caesar, we watched it today in the movie, Pompey the Great, we will study about him as well, and Marcus Licinius Crassus, whatever his name is, formed an alliance which became known as the first triumvirate. Following the death of Crassus, Pompey and Caesar became enemies. So the last guy, this guy, he died first. So Marcus died first, and then we had Julius and Pompey. So obviously, since we had two people and they were very, very powerful, of course they were enemies because they wanted to see who was stronger. Pompey tried to garner politician support against Caesar while he was away from Rome with his army, but eventually Caesar returned to Rome and defeated Pompey. So, what you need to know here is that at that time, Roman leaders did not only stay in one place and did nothing. No, they used to travel, they used to go to other lands, they used to fight other people in order to make Rome even bigger and bigger and bigger. So Pompey was at one side of a place, an area, and Caesar was on the other side. Okay, and they were both bringing more land and fighting for more land for Rome. But at that time, Caesar came back to Rome with his army, and then when he fought Pompey, who won? Caesar. It is very, very important for you to know that Caesar won, was the winner between Caesar and Pompey. But there were some in the Republic who did not wish for Caesar to hold all the power, and Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC. Just like we watched in the video, Caesar was killed in 44 BC. because some of the consuls or the politicians or the senators did not like Caesar. Because why? They wanted all the power. After Caesar's death, a second triumvirate was formed between So what I want to explain this word here. Triumvirate, it means three. It means three. Three people in position. So here at the beginning we had Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Marcus. Now here, after all of them were dead, obviously they had to create new people. So a second triumvirate was formed between who? Between new people. Mark Antony, very important person in history. Caesar's heir, Octavian. Heir, it means the next person in line. For example, if I'm just gonna give random names. Let's say now Joe is the leader. Joe dies. Who comes after him? Joe's son, right? So he was Caesar's heir, yani his son, or the person directly after him. So once again, Mark Antony, Caesar's heir, Octavian, his name is Octavian, very important person as well, and Lapidus, also very important person. They were officially recognized as rulers by the Roman government with more power than the consuls, even higher than the consuls. So we remember, we are moving from a republic to empire. After a decade is 10 years. Please underline and write above it. Decade, it means 10 years. They too eventually began to fight over power. So of course, when you have more than one person in charge, they will start to fight together. Octavian defeated Lapidus in 36 BC, setting into motion a civil war between himself and Mark Antony, who had an alliance with Cleopatra of Egypt. Okay, guys, so Mark Antony was very good friends with Cleopatra. Cleopatra was a queen in Egypt. They were together at that time. So first of all, Octavian, he defeated Lapidus, and he fought with him and he defeated him, and he killed him. And then there were two people. There was Octavian and Mark Antony. Now Mark Antony had more people, more army, because he was with Cleopatra. Octavian also defeated Mark Antony. So basically Octavian won the three of them. And Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC to become the most powerful man in Rome. So we need to remember this name, Octavian. He took the name Augustus, so from Octavian he became Augustus and became the first emperor of Rome, marking the start of the Roman Empire, during which time Rome was led by consecutive emperors until 476 AD, when the Western Roman Empire fell. We will study how the Roman Empire fell and how it got defeated and how it was burnt and there was no more Roman Empire, but this is later. So, for your homework, guys, what I want you to do is obviously read this very well reading, okay? And also I want you to draw, okay? For this project, I always want you to draw something. So I want you to draw this fights over here. Who was fighting with who? You have to draw the people, just like here, normal people, and to write the name above their heads, okay, for us to have more like a picture. It makes learning more fun. Okay, so I want you to do that. Also, you have the questions for this, so remember you have to look at the title, The Republic Becomes an Empire. Answer these questions and send them to me. Don't forget, please, to draw the people. It is very important. You can draw the dates, you can draw who died. It's like a story, like you're drawing a story.